Well, Gary, here we are ahead of the checker trade. How much under-21 football do you watch?
Well, I don't tend to watch a lot, although my under-21, under-23 football's really Chelsea TV, Man United TV, which I've got. My brother Pete's the one that knows the under-23 leagues, teams, inside out. And of course, for young players, you can't just watch them once. You've got to watch their development. We've got to try and find one of those before everyone else does, so that you sort of got to judge whether you think he's ready for the second division. And sometimes you get it slightly wrong because he wasn't quite ready. And then if you leave it too late, then you've lost him anyway, because he goes into the first division or the championship. We've done all right invariably on that over our clubs that we've worked with. So we sort of trust each other that we sort of make the right decisions on that. But it is important, very much so, to keep an eye on that under-23, under-21 league.
I think I'm right in saying that Leicester's youth team knocked Cheltenham out of the Youth Cup last season. Do you expect any of those players to be in their under-21 sides for this match?
I don't know, because I think those lads would still only be 18, 19. And I think Leicester want to win this competition, and I think that they'll put in... They've got a very big under-23 type squad. Then they've got an under-21 type squad. And then in this Checker Trade Trophy, I've been practising that, by the way, saying that. In this Checker Trade Trophy, they've also played some fringe first team players. I think last time they played, they had a 35-year-old and a 29-year-old playing. So I don't know where it has to be an average of under 23 or actually under 23. But anyway, that's what they've done. So I think you can expect maybe 2 or 3 players that people will know.
A chap called Vardy might be playing, might he?
I don't think he'll play. It'd be good if he could, and we could advertise it. We'd get a full house, wouldn't we?
In terms of their progress to this stage, I think they've only scored 1 goal in their 3 matches, but they've only conceded 1 goal. So that kind of says they're competitive. Yeah,
they are competitive, and we've managed to have a look at them, a good look at them, and they are very organised. That's what they are, and I know they haven't scored many goals, but they've still got through the competition. They probably, but they do. They are a very organised team, and you've got to break that down, and you've got to be careful that if you're not organised, then of course they've got the quality to open you up as well. So it's an interesting one.
People will know there's £20,000 worth of prize money on this game, which is perhaps the real import for you, apart from the result. How far does £20,000 go?
For me, the result is important. That's the first thing, and what you get after that is all a bonus, of course. £20,000 doesn't go that far, but what it does is, when it adds up with all the other bits that you've got from the FA Cup games and the extra game and other games in the Checker Trade Trophy, then it can build up to a nice little sum, and that's there for a rainy day if you need it. And I know I can hear everybody screaming now, it's a rainy day now, use it. But sometimes it goes into the infrastructure, and then you can afford to pay 1 or 2 players a little bit more to bring them here. So that sort of thing. You don't always, if you get 100 grand, you can't always go and spend 100 grand as a transfer fee, because then you've got to pay someone's wages, which is going to be quite high. So it's better to use it as and when and how you need to, but it still goes into the structure.
People will be keen to know what progress you're making with your proposed signings, given you've made some space in the squad by allowing the loan players to go and Alex Cooper to go.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of business to do. I've been pleased with our business so far. Obviously, As you know, I don't really want to put it out there yet because it's not the time to do that. I can only tell you when the facts come up. But I'm pleased with the ones that we've brought in, and I'm pleased with the ones that are imminent. Maybe a bit too strong a word, but with the people that we're in the last throes of negotiating with.
At Colchester, you hinted 2 or 3 before Accrington. Is that still the target? Is that still doable, do you think?
Yes, it's definitely doable. Yeah, and it could even be one more than that if things go well in our negotiation, because there's still a lot of things to do. Obviously, at this point, some players would have already played in the Checker Trade Trophy, for instance, for somebody. So there's players out there that couldn't play for us tomorrow anyway. But when I get it all sorted, and it won't be long, I'm hoping that things will be done by Accrington. And if they're all done by Accrington, I'll be very, very pleased with our club's business.
So are you picking from the same squad that you had for the game at Colchester for this match?
Might be. Near enough, yes. I say near enough because we've still got 24 hours before this, or more than 24 hours before this game starts. So anything could happen in that period of time.
And when was the last time you saw the players? Friday?
What players?
Your players. Friday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday, yeah, I've lost all track of days.
You were in
yesterday.
Yesterday.
We was in
Okay,
yesterday.
okay.
Yeah, after going to church.
Yeah, of course. You've had a week without a game. This is a Checker Trade game rather than a league game you're building up to. Do you sense that the players have kind of drawn a line in the sand after Colchester and said, right, we have turned the corner into the second half of the season now. We really need to improve the situation.
Yeah, we of course we've talked about that. We've watched the previous videos. The lads know there'll be new faces. Obviously they've seen quite a few people leave, and so you can use it as turning the corner, but you haven't turned the corner until you get your next result, and that's what we need. Certainly in the league anyway. I mean, it'd be nice to get it against Leicester, but the 6 pointers against Accrington, of course, and some games coming up after that. So that's the time when you can say you've turned the corner, because I don't know whether it's us, but we've had some close games against some teams, but the latest games that we've sort of had of teams that are in the middle of their form. We played Cambridge when they were top of the form table. We played Colchester when they were top of the form table. We played Barnet when they was up there. We played some teams that were on a high confidence period of time, and that coincides with our lower confidence. And although we stayed in the game, we still got beat. So we've got to build that confidence now, so that we can start one of those runs and 1 month be at least top of the form table. That's really where we need to be as quickly as possible.
2 more then from me. Do you sense that the last week then, have you done more mental work than physical work with the boys to try and...
They look like I have. Yes, we've done a lot of mental work. However, we've done a lot of physical work as well. And what we've done, it's been intense in a decent atmosphere. It's not been intense as in, an angry atmosphere, but certainly one that's picked everybody up in as much as that they've all gone beyond their comfort zone over the last 2 or 3 days and come out strong. So I'm pleased with that, because if they were weak, they wouldn't have got through what we've done in the last 3 or 4 days. And they're all happy they've got through it. They're all high-fiving each other, and now they've got to go and produce in these coming games.
And just the last thought, because you have played Everton in this competition, who are an under-21 side Premier League. You're playing another Premier League under-21 side in this game. How do you assess, in a sense, who the favourites are? Do you think that it's a difficult call because you're playing in totally different competitions through the season?
The favourites between us and Leicester. Yeah, I don't know. You can't judge that, can you? Because we don't know what team they're going to put out. We've tried to second guess their team, and it's very difficult because they played all different sorts of players and ages in this competition. But we know they've got the quality and the potential to be Premier League players, so I suppose really they're the favourites. I'll put the pressure on them. But we'd like to win it, so I've brought the pressure back on us.
What won't you